Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing great. It's been a long time. I really enjoy ASMR, as you can tell. And one of the things that I've gotten a lot in my comments on my other channel is that people enjoy a lot listening to someone talk about something that they are passionate about. So I thought I would make that. And also, I personally really enjoy watching videos or listening to people talk about theories, movie theories, scientific theories, all that kind of stuff. And as you can tell from the title, I am going to talk about the Mandela effect and my own theory, because it's something that ever since I found out it existed through Dana Mojo's video, which I'll link either here or in the info box down below if you want to check it out. It's something that I got very interested in, and I really like to theorize about it. By the way, one of my favorite theories is a movie theory, and it is Darth Jar Jar Binks' theory. Keep in mind, well, if you don't know what Darth Jar Jar Binks' theory is, it is that Jar Jar Binks in the movie Star Wars is a Dark Lord, a Sith, an evil guy, and all his goofiness is actually a disguise. And I was one of the few people that I didn't hate Jar Jar Binks in that whole thing of him being an evil guy. I find it very interesting. I watched many videos explaining why this is how it is, the whole, all the scenes, everything, and I find it so interesting, and I really hope that they actually get to give closure to that if it's real. So if you are interested, I'll leave you another link here and in the info box down below, so you can get into this theory and tell me if you agree, if you disagree, or if you just hate Jar Jar Binks and you are glad he was eliminated from the Star Wars universe. By the way, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. I've watched them, I've enjoyed them, but I'm not like a big fan. And now, excuse me, now I'll get to my theory on the Mandela effect. Before I start talking about this, please, if you are the kind of person that gets anxiety or depressed talking about the universe, theories on or the end of humanity, please stop watching right now. I'm warning you, this is not a video on happiness and flowers. We are going to talk deep about the extinction and things like that. So please, if you are affected by this type of talk, do not watch this video. If you watch it, it's at your discretion. If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, I'll explain it to you. The Mandela effect is, well, it wasn't discovered by Nelson Mandela. It was discovered after Nelson Mandela's death. Rest in peace, bless his soul. this effect was happening before, but with the death of Nelson Mandela, it got worldwide, not covering, but worldwide was discovered. Because here's the thing, right now I want you to think when and where and how did Nelson Mandela died? What do you remember? I'll give you a minute. Well, not a minute, but okay, now that you've thought about it, Nelson Mandela died a few years ago, I think 2013, I'm not sure, I'll write the exact date here, and he died, I think at a hospital from a pneumonia, so a health issue, but he was outside of prison. And this is called the Mandela effect because there's thousands of people who say they remember Nelson Mandela died in prison. They say they remember radio coverage, they say they remember reading the news and things like that. And from that event, like we all know, Nelson Mandela died kind of old age from sickness outside of prison. He came out of prison, he became president and all that stuff. There's people who actually remember, have the memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison. So they don't remember him being president or anything like that. And you could think, oh, but that is just misinformation. These people say they remember hearing it on the radio, reading it. So it's not like I'm a young person, I'm 25, 26, and I don't have a real memory of Nelson Mandela in prison. I've only studied it through history books, so I could be mistaken. But there's people who actually remember hearing the news of Nelson Mandela dying in prison. Like this, there's other things like the Looney Tunes. How do you think it's written? Well, some people remember it written a different way than what we see now on the cartoons, kids' books. I'm going to try to pronounce this, but I'll probably fail at it. The Berenstein's Bears or Berenstein's something. So these kids' books, apparently the name Berenstein's, people remember it from being kids, written in a different way. Fruit Loops. There's many small events similar to this Mandela effect, where people who don't know each other, who have no connection to each other, have the same memory, which is different from what we consider reality. Okay, so this Nelson Mandela thing, there's thousands and thousands of people who actually remember him dying in prison, but they don't know each other. They don't know each other. They are different ages, different countries, different races. Like there's nothing in common between them except for the fact that they all have that same memory. Okay, and as an anecdote that I read on the mandelaeffect.com, which you can check in the link right here or in the info box below, a woman, like she were moving houses, so she had to go help clean the place, from, clean a home to move to a different home. Okay, so, and this woman found her old books from when she was a little girl, and when she picked this Bernstein's book, she watched the cover of the book, and she remembers it, and she thought, this is wrong. This is not the way it was written when I was a little girl. So this is the thing, something that you believe and you remember clearly, and then you see it again and it's not the way you remember it, and you search and search and ask people, and no one thinks the same way. That is a short version of what the Mandela effect is. So there are two major theories. One of them is, if you know, the theory of the multiverse, which is that ours it's not the only universe that exists. There's actually an infinite number of universes, where in each universe there's a version of you, a version of the same world, a version of everything, just slightly different. In one universe you are you, and another you are, like in this universe I make YouTube videos. In another universe I could be a doctor. In another universe I could be a homeless person. That's the multiverse theory. If you want it developed, search it, because I don't have the scientific knowledge to explain it properly. So, and what this theory says is that the Mandela effect is that you remember that you are remembering a different universe, like you have some type of connection with a different universe, and you remember something from that universe instead of the one that you live in. That could be interesting in the sense of, if there's people who can actually connect to this other universe. Keep in mind that everything I'm talking about is theoretical, okay? I'm not a crazy person that I actually believe in all of this. It's a theory and I enjoy talking about it. And if there's people who actually can connect to other universes, could we travel through universes? Could we, share technology? Could we move across? That's very interesting in that sense. If there's people who can actually remember things from different universes, it means that there's a connection. That first you would have to prove the multiverse theory, prove it to be true, and then develop a whole thing of technology. And the second theory, which is my favorite, is that there's people traveling through time, and these people change things, but these people who have the same memory can actually remember the old timeline. I know. You can buy this. A flash reference? Anyone? Okay. Well, but yeah, people imagine, like, Nelson Mandela is a very important member of history. Like, this man was history. Imagine that someone from the future knew that he was going to die in prison, so traveled back in time and avoid him from dying in prison, so he couldn't become president and do all the amazing things that he did. And now we have people who can actually remember that old timeline, the event that happened in the other history. And imagine that maybe this effect did the rest of the things, like the small little things like changing the letter on somebody's name or things like that. Or maybe someone is actually traveling back in time to change the name of a cereal box just to mess with somebody else. I don't know. But I do enjoy the thought of time traveling and things like that. I don't know why. I know some people think it's awful, that we shouldn't even fancy that word, that whole theory. There's the scientists who actually say it's impossible, but hey, one country. So that's my favorite. But the other day I was talking to my boyfriend about science stuff and things like that. I know I seem like a very, but we enjoy talking about this kind of stuff. And he told me that when humanity goes extinct and he told me that when humanity finally gets extinct, the pyramids are going to be the last piece of human architecture that will last. Meaning that once humanity goes extinct, which we don't have to lie, it's going to happen, and all the things that we've created start getting destroyed, the last thing that will disappear is the pyramids. Apparently it'll take 10,000 years after the last human dies, for the pyramids to disappear. So this made me think about Aladdin, the movie. Yeah, because there's another movie theory. Yeah, this is all about theories. Bear with me. So there's a theory that says that actually Aladdin is not a movie from the past, it's a movie from the future, meaning that humanity went extinct, the genie lived on our time, and Agrabah and Aladdin is in the long distant future when humanity is being reborn. That's why Genie, if you watch Aladdin, the genie makes a lot of reference to our time, like speaking through a microphone, different characters from movies from then, and things like that. And he says he's been inside the lamp for 1,000 years, so it could be possible that 1,000 years back it was our time, and when he gets out he's seen the birth of a new humanity. I hope I'm explaining this in a way that is comprehensible. But yeah, so, and from that I thought, what if, and here's where my theory starts, this is all mine, what if that's exactly what happens? Like, we know planet Earth is millions of years old, and what if and apparently scientists know that we are going to destroy ourselves. We are not going to destroy planet Earth, because we are just nothing to planet Earth, but we are going to destroy humanity. Humanity is going to destroy humanity. So what if that's exactly what happens again and again and again? Like, the first the dinosaurs, then the first humans, the evolution, blah 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 blah. Then humanity appears, we create, build, da 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 da. Then we destroy ourselves, the whole architecture, everything disappears, and we start back again. So imagine that. What if this, me making videos, YouTube, everything has already existed millions of years ago? Like, I am the fourth Iria that exists. And what if every time there's slight changes, like we live the exact same thing again and again and again? We all know that history repeats itself, but what if it was so deep that we were the same people? I don't want to use that word. Like, humanity destroys itself. Everything disappears. Architecture, cities, everything. The pyramids disappear, and then humanity starts back again from the exact same way. Everything happens the exact same way, and only slight changes. Okay, that's my theory. Like, imagine we are the 5th or 10th version of humanity, and I think the Mandela effect is people who can actually remember old versions of the same humanity. What if in the last version of humanity, Nelson Mandela did die in prison, and these people can remember that? And the only 3 things that I base this theory on, well, 4, it's the Mandela effect, it's Aladdin the movie, and 2 more things. One is that religions believe in reincarnation, in living different lives, but what if it's actually the same life again and again and again, and you just get to relive it, and you get a new chance, but everything is the same, so you made the exact same decisions. And second, and I know how people feel about the Bible, about Christianity, so I'll keep that part light. We all know about the great, how is that word in English? The great rain, when God erased humanity, left only the animals and a man who was a good man. What if this book was telling us that exact thing? Like, humanity gets erased and restarts again and again and again. So maybe I'm reliving the exact same thing. I don't know, some people might feel bad about this, or get anxiety and stuff. It's just a theory. I don't even have scientific proof other than some people who have the same memories of different things than the rest of humanity. That's all I have. So it's just a theory. But I really enjoy theorizing and theories. So that's what I think it is, the Mandela effect. Some people remember a different version of humanity. Now it feels short, like that's all it is. I think this is my theory, that maybe humanity just repeats itself again and again and again, and the planet Earth is just our stage to stage the same act again and again and again, and there's only slight changes. And some people, I don't know, maybe through their cells, I'm not even talking about souls or things like that, because I know how people feel about talking on a more spiritual level. Some people get stressed, something like that, and get bothered by it. But if in a cellular level they could actually remember that other version of humanity, if through their memories we could find mistakes that we did make in the past, and we could improve, maybe try a different path. And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, what if I've already said this? What if I've already tried to make the humanity a better version, and I've already lost? Yeah, I know some people think, oh my god, that's so depressing. To me it's not depressing. I don't find it either depressing or anxiety inducing. I really enjoy thinking outside the box, thinking about what ifs. I really enjoy, even though I don't understand much, listening to scientific theories. And this is something that I really enjoy. Ever since I found out about the Mandela effect, I keep reading about it, watching videos, and I enjoy it so much. So if I'm ever lucky enough to meet Tana Mojo, I will say thank you for introducing me to such a fascinating theme or theory or whatever it is, because this is something that I'm very passionate about, and I would like to investigate this. So please, if you know anything different than what I've explained about the Mandela effect, or if you are someone who actually has the Mandela effect, comment down here, please. I love to hear those stories. Even if you have a different story that you think is related, comment. Please. I will read every single one of your comments. I love. If you want to theorize with me, comment here. If you have a different theory from mine, or you want to build on my theory, please feel free. I love this, and I want this conversation to go on. As you can tell, this makes me very happy and very passionate. So if you want me to do more videos like this, just talking about some theories, maybe Darth Jar Jar, that's another one that I really like. Leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for listening to me, for understanding, and for enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any doubts, critics, ideas, theories, or anything you want to say, please let me know in the comment section down below or through my social media. Twitter @Iria te ayuda, Facebook, Iria te ayuda, Instagram, Iria te ayuda Inst, or if you prefer it, you can mail me at iriamatch@gmail.com. If you want to see more videos like this, please share it on your social media and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you next time.